Greetings, YouTube! The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today we are going to talk about the spell Dominate Monster. It got a huge buff in the 2024 Dungeons and Dragons update from the 5th edition Legacy version. We're going to talk about what that is. We're going to talk about some classes. I am also going to include the new Psion Unearthed Arcana class in this. So we got a lot to talk about. Lots to go through. Stay tuned and don't go anywhere. All right, before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. All right, so here is the legacy version of Dominate Monster. It is and was an 8th level spell, 1 casting action, 60-foot range, lasted for an hour. It was usable by bards, sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards, and it was a concentration spell. Wisdom saving throw, you charmed a thing for the duration, which was an hour. You could upcast this to make it last for 8 hours if you cast it as a 9th level spell. And it was basically any creature. Any creature could be targeted. If it failed to save, it was charmed for the duration. It did get advantage if you were fighting the creature when the spell took effect. But there are many ways around that. So while it's charmed, you have a telepathic link to it. And as long as you are both on the same plane of existence, you can use this telepathic link to give certain kinds of commands. So, and there's no action with that, and it does its best to obey them. You can't, and it's general, simple stuff. Now, the thing with this one is you can use your action to take precise control of the target. Until the end of your next turn, the creature takes only actions you choose and doesn't do anything that you do not allow it to do. So, if you took an action, it did its thing, and then it only does that thing. During this time, you can also cause the creature to use a reaction, but this requires your own reaction. So each time the creature takes damage, it gets a new saving throw. All right, let's look at the new version here, which is essentially the same, except they took out the paragraph. This paragraph here is now gone. So there's no action anymore to take precise control. Basically, it's all the same. You have a telepathic link on your turn. You can use this to issue commands. No action. And the target will obey to the best of its ability. If it completes an order and doesn't receive further direction from you, it acts and moves as it likes, focusing on protecting itself. So this means you can use actions on your turns to do other things other than command this thing. You just tell it, attack that creature until it's dead, and it will go and do it until it's done. And then you can, as a free action on your turn, give it a new set of simple orders, and it will go. Now, you still have to use a reaction to make it use its reaction. You have to use your reaction to make it do a reaction. But other than that, this is pretty simple. I'm going to tell you to do something, and you're going to do it. Now, if it does take damage, it gets to repeat the save. So whenever the target takes damage, it repeats the save. That's whether friend or foe damages it, then it gets to repeat that save. Now, it is Bard, Sorcerers, Warlocks, Wizards still. This is one of the best spells that there is. We're going to give this a rating. Here's our ratings bar. And let's move that around a little bit. And we're going to give it our arrow. There's our arrow. And, of course, this is an S-tier spell. And it's always been an S-tier spell because you can target anything, and you can target anything for up to 8 hours, which is truly awesome. That is a great ability. And there are many, many ways, especially at the level you're going to be for casting this spell, because you're going to be at least 15th level or higher when you cast this. Many ways to get around that advantage on saving throws. And a wisdom saving throw is not easy to make. So let's talk about that a little bit. Of course, my favorite class in 2024 is the Sorcerer for several reasons. One, innate sorcery will increase the DC of this spell by 1, which is massive when it is a wisdom saving throw. 2, we have the heightened spell. This is a huge one. And if you don't know, now you know. You spend 2 points, and the target gets disadvantage on saves against the spell. All saves. Which means that if it is your enemy, that advantage just becomes a straight roll now. And then after that, every time it takes damage, it gets a new save at disadvantage. So that is a massive, massive, massive boost to that. Now, I love the Wild Sorcerer as well. And the reason I like the Wild Sorcerer for this is because of the Bend Luck ability. So you can take a reaction, spend a sorcery point, and roll a d4 and apply it as a bonus or penalty to a d20 roll for a creature that you see. So you heighten a spell, cast it, and then you use your reaction to Bend Luck and put a penalty on it. And so they've got 1 save now. Obviously, you're probably going to be fighting it. 1 save at a 1d4 penalty. In addition, we've got the Bard, and I love the Bard of Eloquence. So if you happen to be a Sorcerer Bard, which is possible because it's a Charisma class, or if you happen to have a College of Eloquence Bard in the party, then you can do the Unsettling Words, and you can have them put down a Bardic Inspiration die to give them a negative on their saving throw for that Dominate person. Now let's talk about the new Scion. And the big thing I like about the Scion is at 2nd level. Let's see if we can get to that here. I want to find the table, which is right here. At 2nd level, we get the Psionic Disciplines. And the one that I will always take is Insinuation. So when you cast a Scion spell from the Enchantment or Illusion School, then you can expend 2 Psionic Energy dice. You roll 1 die, and 1 target of the spell you see subtracts the number rolled from its saving throw against the spell. And magically, Dominate Monster is a Scion spell. So look at that. So you can be a Scion. Now, this is an Unearthed Arcana, but it's probably going to appear in a book. We haven't been told what book yet, but we're guessing that it's going to be in a book. And so that is going to be a Dominate Monster, is going to be a Scion spell, and then you can add a D6 or a D8, probably at this level, I think it's a D10, negative value to that creature's saving throw versus this. So lots of ways to get around this spell, especially if it's got advantage because you're fighting it. Who cares? At this level, you can just blast it with this spell, and there should be party members that can do something about it. The other one that I didn't mention is the Divination Wizard, who can just give them a d20 for their save. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody